Well, we're at Montezuma's well on our last hike of the trip. And one thing we noticed is a massive bloom of these orange flowers. So Montezuma is basically a big sinkhole that's fed by an underground spring, but it's one of the most unique in the world in that when the divers go down to the bottom, it's just like they can't find the bottom. It's like liquid sand. There's a video on it. If you go to the government website, I think National Park, so nps.com. And look up Montezuma's well and watch that video. It is extremely fascinating. It's interesting that we're having to go on this trail backwards because the entry or the beginning part of it is closed off due to a swarm of not
They're hybrids, but what they really are
African
killer bees.
Killer bees. What do they call them though?
I don't know, African.
Not African.
Hybrid.
Hybridized
Hybridized.
bees. And this is spring fed. And there's a water flows out through a canal made of these people.
For the Puebloans to have this, because it's not a kiva, so they probably set it up to do their textiles. They do a lot of weaving.
Oh.
They grew wild cotton here, so pretty cool. Very unusual structure. Usually the Pueblos, you know, that's like this side. They're very small. In the background, that's where 17 Room Pueblo was, right over there. Yeah. So they had the three different types of cliff, cave below us as Pueblos. Yeah, so pretty cool.
Now, did they build the canal?
They did. So when they got here, the first thing they did when they saw there was no fish or frog in the water, they realized something was wrong with the water. They're like, we're not drinking this. So they went behind, built the irrigation canal, sent it out over 7 miles. And we still send out 1.5 million gallons of water a day to farmers south of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
From this spring?
From this, yeah.
And does it go to the castle?
It does not go that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they care.
Well, I mean, I think they probably all work together in this large area because there was 60 villages here that were all synodical, up to about 6,000 people. So when they sent the water out, they used waffle gardens, other kinds of irrigation, you know, techniques, and they grew corn, beans, and squash. So probably everybody would have been helping, you know, with that because it was quite a large area that they sent the water out to.
Okay. Now we're going to descend to the depths of
Watch your
the
step.
canal.
Not be recording while you're taking do your slip.
Yeah, it is. It's
Thank
lovely
you.
With the
Rambling rocks.
No. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look, right here. I thought it was wider. But it's So, is this a dam they have? Oh,
That must be the bottom of the sinkhole. I mean,
where they left the bottom?
right.
I didn't ask. I meant to ask if there was a dam or how they control the water. Maybe if the dam is farther downstream. But this is running into the river.
Somebody was riding on that tree.
Yeah. What river is this? The creek. Do you know?
I don't know.
All right, let's see if this map shows us.
Okay, we finally found a placard that talks about the Arizona sycamore. So it's confirmed. They actually call it the Arizona giant, but it's confirmed that these, even though this one was analyzed, these are giant sycamores. And where we ate at the Taclapaki area in Tlaquepaque in Sedona, you'll see from the pictures that was just loaded with sycamores.
Leaves. So the arsenic actually metabolizes through the stems and leaves of the plant and does not affect the product itself.
Okay.
So it was safe to eat.
All right, and now it goes wherever.
Yep. So
and
now
they
it
don't
goes
worry
into like
about
goat pens and
Okay.
agricultural fields and things like that.
it. Okay.
So
How does the arsenic occur naturally? Is it
because it takes 10,000 years for the water to get here. So it actually goes, it comes from on top of the Colorado Plateau from the Mogollon Rim, and it goes through a series of very complex aqueducts underneath. It slowly percolates through them, through all the soil. It's all from the snow melt and the rain, and it travels through it and actually picks it up. So picks up the arsenic along its travels. Of course, you know, with 10 to 12,000 years to get here, it's gonna pick something up.
right?
You know, whatever it is, it's gonna pick it up. So,
Oh.
so of course, you know, it hits the basalt wall, which we call basalt dike. So it basically is only one way to go up, and that's through the vents at the bottom of the well
Okay.
Oh,
or spring in this
Yes.
case, right?
Well, it's pretty amazing to be right here.
okay.
Oh yes,
The
desert
bloom.
bloom mallows are those ones.
Oh.
Now, is this a bigger bloom this year because of the rain?
We did have significantly more rain, and we had a late winter. So we had snow. We had actually snow at the end of the February. It was like at the end of February. It was beautiful. So we had definitely got a lot more moist soil, and wind has been absolutely crazy up here. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we had new flowers or grasses or things like that, because you know the wind carries pollen and things like that.
Yeah.
So
It was windy yesterday.
Oh, good.
yes, it was.
So we did come to Montezuma's castle, and we're just going down to the dwellings. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
That's amazing. Glad we came.
You might want to stop because you can get a good picture.
This is like Mount Rushmore. Would they have had a walkway up to the...
Well, there are some pathways that seem, but they also had ladders.
So there's a pathway here if you look to the left, and then it goes right up and right across. It actually goes up. You can see a white chain there, and then goes across on that 5th level.
Wow. But mostly ladders?
Mostly ladders. So this is an artist rendering of what you're going to look at up there. So it's a little sample of what you were able to walk along at this first level. They did find evidence of flooding on this level, on this first level, which just tells you that might be one of the reasons they built up here, because the flooding is pretty regular. On the 5th level up there is that rectangular opening. And I've been told that through that rectangular opening is a room the same size as this in front of us, which I'd really like to see myself, but I didn't have that opportunity here. So I've just been told that. Right. Let me think. There was a fire here in the late 1300s, and the fire, because they were beams used for floors and ceilings between the levels, that's what burned, and then it collapsed in on itself, and this looked like a pile of rubble, which was an advantage to us in the long run because nobody knew it was here. So it wasn't looted, and so when they did excavate, there was more about the daily lives of the people who lived here who left in there to tell the story of it. So that's, in a way, a cool thing. They did learn about when the fire happening because they do something called archaeomagnetic dating. I'll try to explain. I'm really not great at that. But what the limestone has some flecks of iron in it. With the heat of the fire, the iron will set in place, and it sets in the direction of magnetic north. They compare the limestone in the rock to magnetic north now because it does change, and then they're able to kind of go back. And so they dated it 1375 to 1415 is when the fire happened. So then they were able to go to the Hopi, who have ancestral roots here, and say, can you tell us any stories about a fire at this time? They said, we can't. The Apache said it. So then they went to the Apaches. Do you have any stories about a fire at this time? This yes. You were right. Here. Whatever it is.
Say the magic word.
Please stop recording.